So 1 week from tonight, you'll be able to watch the Bills in a Monday Night Football home opener against the Titans, and it will air right here on Channel 2. Buffalo faces a Tennessee team that just had a heartbreak loss against the Giants in Brian Daboll's head coaching debut. The Titans were down 21-20 and missed a field goal right as time expired. If you're the betting type, listen to this. The Bills are now favored by 10 points against the Titans, according to most of the sports books. And if you're looking for tickets, it will cost you. StubHub right now doesn't have any for cheaper than $263. It's $270 at Ticketmaster. The Titans at the Bills, part of a Monday night doubleheader in 7 days. Buffalo with the earlier kickoff at 7:15 at Highmark Stadium. And you may have seen on the Today Show this morning a behind-the-scenes look at One Bills Drive. NBC's Craig Melvin spent the day with the team kicking off a new series for the Today Show. He showed the work that goes into packing up 15,000 pounds of gear for away games. We're talking about 100 helmets and pairs of shoulder pads, 200 pairs of cleats, 700 pairs of receiver gloves. It was a unique look into all the work that happens off the field. And we got the chance to talk with Craig inside the Bills field house as he was working on that story. We'll have that in just a moment. First, though, we want to share part of the report looking at the somewhat messy job that goes into prepping the pigskin long before kickoff.
One of the most important jobs is prepping the football for All-Pro quarterback Josh Allen. The team gets about 500 balls a year, and it's the job of Austin Scoble to work each one into shape.
Josh doesn't like to use it straight out of the bag. It needs to be broken down, broken in with brush, mud, and all that stuff.
Mud?
Yeah, mud.
Why do we use mud?
It just helps break down the leather and make it more grippy.
Austin teaches me how it's done. First, you brush off the top coating on the leather. Then, you rub the mud into it and let the ball sit for 24 hours.
Wow. So that's 24 hours of waiting.
Then, you rub that off. Austin does this for between 300 and 500 balls every season. The end result?
So this is like a potential game ball.
Correct, yeah. It's ready for Josh to see if he likes it or not and see if he wants to use it in the game.
Josh had a pretty good season last year.
Yeah.
Is there a part of you that takes a little bit of credit for it?
Yeah, of course. It's not his arm, you know.
It's not his arm, no. I told Austin, I said, Josh had a pretty good season last year. Feels like maybe you should be getting more of the credit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You can't just have a ball out of the box. Like, it's got to be put through the ringer and tested and tried.
Josh Allen and All-Pro linebacker Von Miller know just how hard the equipment staff works.
It's a lot of time that's involved, early mornings, late nights to help us get ready. They do a lot to get us ready before the clock starts, after the clock starts. It takes a full team, and we got a great one here.
Josh, what do you make of the equipment guys?
Yeah, obviously I've been with most of the guys here for 4 years now, and they keep getting better each and every year.
While he was in town working on that story, Craig talked with Two on Your Side sports anchor and reporter Brian Shinaki about the Bills' expectations and playing out in L.A. in that big-time season opener.
What does a game like that do for a community like Buffalo that has gone through so much this year?
I don't believe in accidents. I think that was probably just meant to be, to your point, a community that has dealt with so much loss and grief over the past year. All of a sudden, they kick off the NFL season against the reigning Super Bowl champs. No, some stories write themselves. I mean, here you've got Josh Allen. But this is one that's right out of Central Casting.
You've been here in the organization. You spent the afternoon. Just your thoughts of being around the Bills. You met some players, the staff, equipment staff, I believe it was.
What do you want people to know about what it is that you and your guys do that they may not know?
We're the crew that when you're watching the game and you're like, man, how does that stuff all get there? There's a crew that does all that. It just doesn't magically appear.
I've long appreciated how much this team means to the community. There are teams in the NFL that have what I call a special relationship with their community. Buffalo is one of those teams. Green Bay, definitely one of those teams. It's a religion here in Western New York. And every time I'm up this way, I'm reminded of that.
What do you think a Super Bowl would do to these people? Because you said it, you were in the airport, people are like, hey, are you here for the Bills? Like, there's a lot of excitement.
I think the Super Bowl for Buffalo, first of all, I think If the Bills make it to the Super Bowl, I'm a little concerned about economic productivity here in the city, because I think the city would probably shut down for 2 or 3 weeks, and if they win it, that's it. But it would be great, I think, personally, it would be great if the Bills could get there. You know, I mean, what a great story, I think. But, you know, then you bring in Von Miller. Like, I mean, you're that close, and then you go out and you get one of the best defenders in the history of the NFL. I mean, it's you know, one would assume that team stays healthy, they're right there.
Craig's series that started earlier on today with the Bills will continue all season long with a lot of other teams throughout the league.